Did Patrick talk to you about your order? It's all taken care of. Okay, good. Yeah, where they want to go. Sure. The pottage at $3.
Thank you, sir.
Is that-
Yep. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, you know, they got to make sure. I know. And then except when they were closed. Yes. Hudson was. God, thank you for this man. May you bless them and watch over them and their families. Thank you for the food you process. Please watch over our politicians. You continue the talks. Part of the body, symbols, violent are to Lord God. Thank you for this stuff. Lord, this time. And correction. And now we just would like to move forward test. Bill McClure. You do a great job on that one. First of all, she had to reconstruct the wheel, so to speak, to get off on this morning. Simone oh, I know what I mean. And so well, that's what I did. Did you know what I'm said to this? You sure? Yeah. Stand on the Grid coming up on December 3rd. Sign up.
be. And we're looking forward again to another great event in regards to our participation in getting the community out. Remember, we serve about 120 families over the 6 hours event. So that is a tradition that's been around in Hudson for many, many years. And fortunate enough to be able to host it again this year. Hudson Explorers football team is battling Hogan at Twinsburg on Friday night. The game will be at 7 o'clock. This is the regional semifinals and the regional finals. Yeah, third time in the playoffs, so that both time totals enjoy the victory. The other thing that is available is you can, if you're a member, and you can't stand the cold weather in Hudson, you can't watch it. If you go to the OHSAA website, for your $9.99, you can watch the game on the comfort of your home.
Perhaps also the Catholic shows, at least they did that. He said, I don't know, it's just what's happening downtown. All right, so there's that. Hey, are you sure it's at Twinsburg? I heard it was in Akron. Yes, Ted, you're sure it's in Twinsburg? Yeah. All right, Twinsburg it is. Great, give me a Gina to come up and share about service learning. We have lots of stuff going on here.
Morning, and thanks so much for hosting us again. We have 2 students here with us today, and first student is I had the privilege of having them both from my AF section. And the first student that I'm going to introduce is Olivia Lindley. She is a wonderful student, and she does first service at Hudson Community Foundation. So she's one of our local. Good morning. I'm Olivia, and I live in Toronto. I'm part of the single team. I'm in Hudson Community first, when I check. As well as working on the foundation. Now, foundation, I also help with community apartments, as well as organizing different education. Currently we're working on our annual fund project, which I know just to help increase our funds to help the community with their downtime and forever. Just to so as a part of working with information, how a nonprofit works, very vital to how any community needs one. I work on for any technology organization. Works because we that have a good business anywhere. The best part of the foundation that everything goes back to us. All the various funds and all of the good work that we do.
Morning, Rotarians. Hopefully everybody's doing pretty well. I think the weather today was about the same as when I was here. I'm not sure if it's just a Rotary meetings to pull out the best for Northeast Ohio weather or if there's something else going on. But I had the pleasure of introducing Frank, who I went to go see him. His volunteer site is Miss Trump in the middle school. And when I went to go see him, I was actually flagged down by one of the secretaries. She said, I have to tell you about Frank. She said, I don't even think he knows who I am. I don't think he even knows that I'm in this building because he doesn't see me, but I see him. And the work he does, I see him in the cafeteria, I see him in the hallways, the work he does with these kids just absolutely. She said he has an incredible way with them. And it was just awesome to hear. It's so good to hear those kinds of things, especially when it's from people that you don't necessarily regularly run into or regularly know, or they're kind of watching. And I got the pleasure of seeing Frank interact with his pastor as well. And everything she said was absolutely true. So I'll have this with Frank.
Hello, everyone. Like Mr. Cosmo said, it's Frank. Something about me, I live across with the high school. I'm also in the community first, NHS. Basically, I've always liked working with special education. It started like when I was in 5th grade. Watching with some students, like class periods that like they were free, and I kind of fell in love with it because for me, they're kind of easy. And like it's different environment compared to some more serious things I'm doing. So, but a little bit about my site is that compared to all the other stuff that I've done, special education, it's less temporary. So I've been here for probably around. I've gotten the students. I think it makes a huge difference in their lives as well, which is my life, which I wasn't expecting already. A lot of people take time to start seriously. Kind of want to, I guess, get it over with or go to school every day. Maybe just laminate, try to save one. But what I've learned is that when you embrace it the way that I feel like I've done, it makes everything so I genuinely enjoy going for teaching to my site. It gives me a smile. That kid spots me with problems and start crying and be like giving hugs and everything. Very very touching. They love it. I can show you love. Why I like it going there. Students aren't afraid to come up front, tell me how much they appreciate like doing this impact. My site's awesome. And after high school, I plan to go to either Ohio State or Miami and study business.
Share a few things, service learning that you can help us out with. So we got the policy projects that Brittany and Marty are doing starting every Friday and running through the month of December. And then in January, and I just sent this to you, sign up sheet is together yesterday. It's going to be an opportunity, 3 different days in January. That is the first week of the board says more, and then the following Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll have the opportunity to come in and hopefully watch these random acts of kindness presentations, which those of you who used to do this know exactly what I'm talking about. They're back, and we're doing it exactly the way we used to do it for the first time since COVID. So we're really looking forward to it, really happy for it. And we hope that you are able to come in and help out. We'd love to see you. That will be just the students presenting along with a couple of you and myself and Virginia. So it will be a pretty small setting. But I think your feedback every year is just so on the nose, and it's so awesome to be able to get it from somebody that's not somebody in the real world, somebody who's got so much experience under the belt. So if you're able to help us out with either of those, we would absolutely love it. And Gina's going to tell you about another opportunity that will be a little bit easier for you if you're interested too.
So we're so happy to be back in our regular schedule for what feels like actually first time in so many years. And we are one of the things that we do in our English class is we thematically look at a sense of community in a number of different ways through articles that the students read, through books that they read, and our schedule right for easy testing and one of the things that we're going to do is going to show it's actually a Waking That Divine. And so the students will watch the movie week for the two, right? We'll watch the movie 1 week and then have Socratic seminar the second week. So what we wanted to invite over to do was, if anybody is interested in participating in Socratic seminar, you're welcome to come into our classroom and sit with the kids and discuss the movie, and we can provide you a link where you can view the movie if you haven't seen it or if you want. And then I just wanted to make one last note. I don't know. We always send it because of the nature of what's good students there who are detail oriented, but I will say that you've heard that Olivia is actually the best student in our exceptionally detail oriented, precise with everything that she does there. So when she mentioned that she wanted to finish her files. Sure. So thank you for having us today, and
thrilled when we have I'm sure sorry students come forward to us and let's see what's going on, and yeah. Yes, there was the paper yesterday. There is a link to sign up for the project. All right, so next at Main Street come and yes.
All right, Steve Strawbridge is the Chief Administrative Officer for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He oversees all operational aspects of Enshrinement Week, verifying Johnson controls, managing enshrinement-related budgets, providing cost efficiency and support to the overall generation of revenue. He also oversees and manages all operational aspects of the NFL Hall of Fame game, the BCF HOF game, and OHSAA high school football championships. He oversees management of facilities, operations, and IT on a cost-effective and safe basis for the museum and all Hall of Fame stadium and campus events. He oversees all of the Hall of Fame's activities and events at the school. Steve oversees all aspects of the Hall of Fame's merchandising department, including on-site sales, e-commerce, electrical sales, and national distribution of Hall of Fame merchandise. Steve also leads the Hall's licensing and marketing contracts along with Hall of Fame residents and insurance. Steve joined the Hall of Fame as the Vice President of Merchandising and Licensing in 2008. Prior to joining the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Steve was Director of Merchandising for the Philadelphia Eagles for 12 years. Among his many successes while with the team, he was responsible for 11 consecutive years of increased sales, including 2004 when the Eagles, for the first and only time in their history, ranked first in merchandise sales for NFL team. While at the Eagles, Steve helped design aspects of Lincoln Financial Field. Steve began his career in the retail industry as the fifth-generation member of the nationally prominent Strawbridge and Clothier department stores in Philadelphia. Steve and his wife Lisa live in Hudson and are proud parents of their daughter Bryn and son Peter. Steve is a graduate of Denison University.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a presentation, presentation. So I heard someone talk about the Vikings and We had a rough night on Monday night, we stayed up a little bit. We did late. Also as mentioned before, USA championships, no one's bad. Politics here. Continue a few more years. Well, the contract goes another couple of years, and I am really hoping, like everybody else, Phil Hudson can finally take care of Hogan on Friday and be the championship. So, and I do know Olivia. Congratulations. I won Lake Forest Country Club and play a lot of golf with her dad, and Olivia works in the pro shop, and that's really amazing. Congratulations. The Hall of Fame is a nonprofit as well. People probably don't, a lot of people don't know that. I think we're part of the NFL. We're very aligned with the NFL, but we are a nonprofit and run our own business. And so when I came to the Hall of Fame, I had worked with the Eagles for 12 years. My home team working, it was just incredible. It was a dream after working in the family business for a couple of years. And the Hall of Fame at that time, in 2008, was kind of a mom and pop shop and was just kind of getting by. And Steve Perry, who woman from Timken, was the new president, and he ended up, I was the first person executive hired outside of 10-mile radius in Canton, Ohio. So they ended up, they think I'm nuts driving down from Hudson every day, but it was an amazing place. They just said, come in and hired people after me and kind of turned it around and made it a business. Got things in order. It took about 5 years to kind of put things together and make it into a true business. And then David Baker came in and took us nationally, started with the Village, which we'll talk about for a second. And then now we have a new president, Jim Porter, and kind of getting back to some of the things we had before. But it's been really exciting for me to work, come to Philadelphia, come out here, back to college. It's really pretty amazing. And the Hall of Fame is a great place to work. You're working with the best of the best, and it's a lot of fun. So, with the quickly through a presentation here, our mission is to important us with honor the heroes of the game, promote its values, preserve its history, and celebrate excellence everywhere. The Hall of Fame is the most exclusive honor to do in sports, the NFL Hall of Fame. Over 300 million people play football at some level. 5 million play in college. 29,000 are paid to play, and there are only 362 Hall of Famers, of which 184 are living. So it's an unbelievable group, and these guys are the best of the best, great people along with great players. The fraternity that they have is stronger than any. Back to the Hall a lot. It's a really great group. The group is selected every year in February from a 49-person selection committee, which is one representative from each city, and there's 16 at large and one Hall of Famer that make the selections. We've changed how many people get in every year a little bit to kind of catch up with some of the guys in the 60s and 70s and 50s, really in the 40s that have been missed. So we're really trying to get more seniors in. Which was well recognized at the time, but there are 5 modern day players that get in every year. Those are people that have retired in the last 5 years. And then there's 2 seniors, 1 coach, and 1 contributor every year. There's about 132 people get selected or can be nominated. And it's pretty easy to be nominated. You just have to go to a Pro Bowl, a couple other things. I started about 132 people. This year we get down to 25. Down to 15. And once you get to that, you have to get 80% of the vote. So it's a pretty intense process. And I'm sure all of you can name 10 people you think should be in the Hall of Fame. It is the best of the best. There's very, very good people that just aren't quite there. And that being said, I have no say. From a business standpoint, we really want Joe Thomason this year. So we're in February. Because we haven't had a brand, popular brand in a very long time. The NFL brand is unbelievably popular. It's got a national reach throughout the entire country and world. As many of you might have seen The game in Germany was unbelievable over the weekend, and the Bucks and the Seahawks. But we are very tight with the NFL, as I said. We are independent. They support us, and we have on our board. We have 8 owners that are on the board, along with Black Out. So we meet every 6 weeks or so with them. So very close working with them and making sure we support the mission of the NFL and that we're aligned. You know, more than 2/3 of the Americans are avid football fans. The work with the Hall of Famers is one of my favorite things to do. And when I came out here, part of what I did, Eagles, I worked with the guys, and it was really fun for me. You know, a guy named Terrell Owens. Many people know was kind of looked at as a troublemaker, but he's really not a bad person. He's a good, you know, he was an incredible player for us for a couple of years. I got in the Hall of Fame, and he is just an example of someone that he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes you don't see. He's a troublemaker, you know, he definitely likes to get his name out there, but he's never, you know, in any trouble with alcohol, drugs, anything else you can think of. But people think he's a bad guy because he just promotes himself. But we're talking about Terrell Owens many years after he played. That's just he's just a good person. We have people at the Hall of Famers there every week for some sort of event. It could be an internal event, or a lot of companies come down. If they want to post something in the Hall of Fame, we have 500 events a year, so obviously like 1.5 a day. Anything from a 2-person birthday party to a 500-person big event for the company. So we do a lot of that, bringing in Hall of Famers. Over in Shryman, weekend, which every day, the first week of August kicks off the season. We have the game on Thursday night, Shryman on Saturday, and followed by a concert the next day. This past year, over 9 million people watched on broadcast between game and Shryman. There were 16 million social impressions, and over 700,000 people attended events during the week at the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame game this year between the Raiders and Jacksonville pretty much couldn't have a worse game. You know, because Jacksonville doesn't bring many fans, the Raiders from some turmoil and so far away. But we try to associate the game with top 9 players that get in every year, and it's also based on TV. Everything in the NFL is based on TV. And so with that game, an extra preseason game, where none of the starters basically play, gets a 5.7 rating. That rating is bigger than every NBA game except for the final game in every Major League Baseball game, World Series. Bigger than that in any other sport. It's absolutely incredible power of the NFL. And we look at it like it's an actual preseason game. It's great for Canton, it's great for us. But to get that kind of rating, you guys are tennis fans. Venus Williams, she had a big US Open this year. Tennis Fanatics that had the highest rating they ever had, 2.8. And they went crazy with that. And that's great. But it just shows the power. Dreaded Dallas Cowboys played Packers this past Sunday. That was the 15th most watched TV show of the year. It's absolutely incredible. 95 of 100 top TV shows every year are the NFL League. That's a record season. You know, when the Phillies and Astros were in the World Series, it went up against Thursday Night Football one week, and that's enough. So it's just amazing how it goes. A couple of cool things also we have the Black College Football Hall of Fame. We kind of assumed that about 3 or 4 years ago. We're going to fill it out. They really didn't have a home before. And because 10% of our Hall of Famers played at HBCUs, we wanted to recognize these players. So we chartered our museum as part of the Black College Hall of Fame. And we host the Hall of Fame Black College Hall of Fame game every year over Labor Day weekend. So Hall of Fame Village, the Hall of Fame. So this Hall of Fame Village started in 2016. It's gone through many iterations. Currently, we'll talk about it because there are a lot of buildings that are up. Looks great. It's a lot coming there. The Hall of Fame has a small interest in the village. But the village is an independent, privately owned public company is traded on the stock exchange. Thing is an we do work very closely together because obviously everything that happens there is good for us, good for them. In phase one was the stadium and 5 youth fields and a hotel downtown, which is a new hotel across the street downtown. Now, phase two, which we're working on, which is going to take some time. Some of it's completed. We added 3 more youth fields, maybe 8 outdoor turf fields where you have soccer, cross, football played there constantly, bringing people to the region. We have a Center for Excellence, which is an office building, which is now done and going to be filled within the next 6 months. And we have a performance center, indoor bubble, it's a huge bubble, which is an indoor field, which again is constantly filled with kids playing soccer and football and other sports. And our goal is to get as many people to the region. And then we'll also have another hotel in Water Park, which should be done in about 2 years. But we do work very closely with them, and we support everything they do. They kind of go on us and they can bring us more people in the area to break them. Finally, from a presentation standpoint, the Hall of Fame is pretty dated. I'm sure much of it will have a great time there. We don't have enough for the kids, and so we are going to process work on galleries, as a top museum experts, building museums and designing museums, and probably in the next 3 months, a capital that's raised $50,000 to help redo the whole street 5 years. And we have a pretty good feeling that we're almost halfway there already, just from the conversation we're having. And we will at that point, but we have no try to ask for some support as well. It's obviously something they don't give us money, but if they don't give us mission, it's something for the game. Hall of Fame is the best players, controversy, team, they're Hall of Famers. So we're really excited to get that started. Hopefully the next, again, it's a 3 to 5 year project will happen. Hopefully so for the end of this year. So I don't know how I did in time, but I always like taking questions if there is time.
John, say a great website and there. And I believe and some here is the picture that you have on your
So I spoke to this Rotary, I don't know if any of you were there, probably 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. So it's good to be back. Thanks, Jim. I used to live in Canton back in the early 2000s, and we'd go to Walsall Stadium. My work would have changed taking place there. Is Walsall Stadium part of the Hall of Fame? And then the other thing is, I heard that McKinsey might be moving to downtown campus and the Hall of Fame looking at that. Can you tell me about that? Hopefully there are no reporters, but the stadium, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, was built, because Boston Stadium is pretty old, and we were able to keep a lot of the key parts of the stadium for the community, the gates and certain areas. It is owned by Hall of Fame Village, but it's the Hall of Fame. We have 20 dates a year, one being the whole week of Hall of Fame, the cities, Ocean State Championships, the Rochester Hall of Fame, other events that we host there. So we have 20 days where we get full use of it, along with and we also request additional dates. So it's a great situation for us because plenty of stadiums is loser. It's part of the reason the village is taking so long. When you normally build a stadium first, you just can't come up. It's like NFL stadiums and $2 billion, you know, it's everything's around it makes money, and that's what the village's plan is. It's a really good plan, but the stadium needs to be fixed, and so money. What's the other question? Oh, Kelly. So that's been a movement going on since Village Meeting. So yes, I have no knowledge of it, but it makes sense. So Kinley has an incredible clearly on this field. And all that child regulation. Yeah. It's a good relationship. Part if I say it like I say. Just say it. I want to get in this. Just say it. Actual one. Like that. It would be a joint decision. And can already once recently some students. You got another quickly, Jimmy, just cut you right off. Yeah. So, first thing along that weekend is best to work worst weekends ever because the game the next day was canceled because we had a paint issue. Field. Not our fault at all. And we have just 6 years of litigation. You were fine all along. Is the weekend is I work on the team. And that is the game. Then you know, leave that the economic impact. And that's my organization is accepted. We have a lot of part-time volunteers that Kansas says over 4,000 volunteers for that weekend. And then it's kind of an interesting relation between Paul and the chamber. The chamber puts on a lot of events that kind of be went past some of the other events in the chamber. So we have a great relationship. It is a massive undertaking. That again is a full-year job to work on 24/7.
This is a new hard question you guys did last spring. I remember seeing and they had the
Johnny Man's up.
okay,
Yeah, it's not up.
but
Yeah, so is the lead.
yeah, that was a lot of challenge. So how do they?
So we again, when I say we are so tight with Canada, we fully support them. In fact, they played the USFL championships. It was an incredible event. So there's the new league, the XFL is coming out this spring, so they'll be down in the USFL. The American Lions Football League folded, but there's some players that are out there. So we, football is so hard, developmentally, injuries, and literally that's why. Insurance cannot insurance you have to have. It's crazy. So we looked at it. We wanted to have a team here in Kansas. But it's those leagues we support fully. but we don't want to get into this. The NFL will not get involved in the funding standpoint, but they are on their committee. The XFL actually has a whole couple of bills, GM and president are running that league, and it's actually working pretty good. But again, go back to ratings, we'll probably get a 2 in the spring, and none of us will even turn on the table, but that's enough for the people and the TV people who love it. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. It's just going to be hard to navigate that league. The other question you get a lot of times here, the success in Europe is unbelievable. With 3 million people that apply for tickets to the game in Germany this Sunday. And then now they're going to expand to France, Spain, and with the 17-game schedule, league really wants to have it be 8 home games, 8 away games. So with that, if you can play every 17 or extra season, extra game would always be a smart city. That's where the ticket's going. Again, it's too hard. Again, back to medical and value of dollar. The logistics of flying and the team of money when you ever play 3 games, it's kind of a plan that never happened. And then they go back to go. That actually is not that difficult. It's the matter of trying to get into reserve. You got a player, who's your kicker, you're going to fly. Yeah, just talking to all man would be the home, and it's home of the European team. And we also actually want to work with Vincent, who's no people this top NFL guy, football guy at the NFL, is to have him like this weekend. We've had conversations. It's not going to happen. There's a huge snowstorm. It's going to hit Buffalo, and Browns are actually we're worried about getting the Browns there. 2 feet of snow are supposed to hit. We are considering an emergency site. It wouldn't work this weekend because the Browns would be like a home game for the Browns, and it's supposed to be in Buffalo. But if there's ever a hurricane down in Florida or anything else, the Hall of Fame felt that we were ready to do it, and I think it's going to happen someday. We'll be able to host the game because of some fortunate thing that happens.
For Enshrinement Week, what do you think is the most underrated event?
Hands down, the round table, which is on Sunday. It's basically after the weekend. It's back at Civic Center. The guys are relaxed, and we basically put them up on a stage, and it's an hour and a half. They just have fun, and about 1,000 people, 1,500. It is by far just tell the stories, not the pressure. It's just me personally, I stated totally about Troy Vincent just since my Eagles days. My favorite place is Gator on Thursday night when each ball is in the air. It's pretty special in your starting season. It's a pretty awesome tribute. L, teams, TV, everyone. You're pulling off the first game of the season. Once that ball kicks, it's out of my hands. It's the NFL game, but all that work you've done on here is pretty special. Which really happens.
I might have just said, what's the relationship to the museum and just curious, the current pro football if it's kind of learn the history.
Yeah, sure, and I've never understood why there's so many Steelers fans here in Northeast Ohio. But and they're always very loud. I'm a part of the story. You understand? So, but it's. Wait, what was that question again?
The first part.
Oh, current teams, yes. The reason I would go to the Steelers, whether you're a Browns fan, an Eagles fan, whoever, actually, the Steelers have probably the best run organization. I mean, they're
Rooney family is unbelievable. The way they take care of their players. Back to your question, which was blank. They bring their rookies and free agents every year to the Hall of Fame in June. The Browns this year kept Stefanski brought his entire team and practice out of the stadium and 2-hour really amazing conversation. But most teams, when they come to the area, a number of teams during preseason, they always come through. And as of 5 years ago or so, they used to hold the training sessions in August. Early August. All 32 teams came out. They're all rookies. And I stayed up in Aurora. They'd come down for a day, and we would give them orientation. Again, everything's about money. TV and the league ended up cutting that out. But it's the teams that provide. It's really fun when they do. People all out. Probably about 5 teams a year end up coming through.
Just out of curiosity, where are the top 3 teams represented?
Packers. Number 1.
That's a big trick question.
Bears. Family teams, but McCaskey's another just fantastic team. And really well-run organization. And George McCaskey, he's not on our board anymore, but he was. But George is a fantastic guy, and there is true engagement. It's unbelievable. Like, most teams, like yes, but it's odd for him to be so unbelievably outwardly. And he just does that. He'll come in the room and be like, "There's more Packers pictures in here than Bears." And what are you talking about? But one other thing is, so the team, because the reason the NFL is so amazing is because of revenue share. So, Jerry Jones saves all the money in the world. And if you look at like Brown, Cincinnati, they get the same. Mike Brown is not as cheap, and they'll just does what he does, and Jerry Jones goes over the top. Now, where Jerry Jones has the advantage is, they can sign without large signing bonuses and stuff. So every year, hundreds of millions of dollars is evenly split on the teams. And it keeps it fair. That's why the last, I think it's going on 8 years now. 4 of the 8 teams that make the playoffs, 20 divisions are in. And it's incredible. Incredible that happens. Because no other sport in baseball can buy Yankees whatever they want. Basketball, kind of similar. They have a salary cap, but not really. So this is why football is so great. And so just one of the things when we built our stadium national, we went around every stadium, said, if you have the best scoreboard, we're going to make this one. You have the best field, we're going to take the best field. I'll never forget a day when we sat in our boardroom and it was 12 of us from Eagles, which Jerry flew in private, his guys, 12 of them on the Cowboys on the other side, and we paired up the entire day to work together because he was by us to be new stadium, suites, all that kind of stuff. It's going to help them. And so it's a pretty unique, amazing relationship.
Just a plug for the Hudson faithful who were adopted son now, but Dante Lavelli, pride and joy of Hudson High School, and Cleveland Browns. As a student, there's a picture in the showcase at high school of him on the team, and he is a head taller than everybody else. 2 fingers, his hands were gigantic, but and there's also top of the bus Hall of Fame. But he also again attended Ohio State University, and during World War II, went into the war and was in the Battle of Bulge, and came out and was going to play professional baseball. Was thought to play football all around. Ended up with the Cleveland Browns and is in the Hall of Fame. How about the old timers? First, you were mentioning recognition. Trying to get more of that.
Yeah, and I never got to meet them. The stories are just an incredible person. I didn't know him or seen him. I wish I got to meet him. My favorite thing is talking to the old players. But honestly, especially the old African American players.
Some of my best friends, Bobby Bell, Willie Lanier both from the Chiefs. Hearing some of the stories, Dave Robinson, the Packers, went to Penn State and a bowl game. Basically death threats. He couldn't play in the game. And hearing these stories are unbelievable. And today, and Bobby Bell's room is funny. We linebacker for the Chiefs, he's probably about 78 right now. And he would learn to tell stories that were just, you can't stop laughing together. And so they went to Keyword. And they always wore the red, the Chiefs. So they go to New York, they go to the hotel, and they're checking in. And Bobby tells a story standing in the check-in, and this lady, this white lady, comes up to him, hands on her back. And he's like, follow me, take me on, take me on. And Bobby said, okay, takes him up to the room. It's $5 tip. Back then, he tells him a lot of money. So he comes back down and he's talking to his friends. I wish he tells us something about this one. And he comes back down and where'd you go? He's like, I just stay here for the next couple of hours and take bags up. You make $5 a day. And so, and again, he just turned a situation, hearing some of the stuff the guys went through. It's really about it's part of my favorite thing. So some of these older guys, especially African American guys, that just aren't record. So it's unfortunate because obviously passed away. But the family's really, it's an important thing for families. That's really she recognizes guys. Oh, we are on. And I'll work you to do we are on. 2, 6. What is it? All right. 5, 9, 9, 9, 3, 4. Anybody? Yes. Appreciate that. Sorry, do you have a meeting next week? Oh, next week is Thanksgiving week. Yeah, we do not have a meeting next week. So yes, thank you for reminding me of that. No meeting next week. We'll see you back here at Fortnite. I use Fortnite whenever I can. So yeah, I'll have to see you here in a couple of weeks. Thanks again to Service Learning for coming today and for Steve coming and sharing with us about Hall of Fame. Have a great week. Basically, life matter thing. Be grateful. Yeah.